Hey, what's going on, guys? Wanted to shoot a video talking about Yieldmax ETFs and how you can construct a portfolio to pay you anywhere between $1,000 to $10,000 a month, depending on your portfolio size. So the four funds that we're going to be illustrating here today is Tsly, Nvdy, Cony, and Msty. And by investing into these four funds, you will get paid every single week. So let's go and look at the spreadsheet here. So did some illustrations here. So we are going to look at four major numbers, making $1,000 a month, $2,500 a month, $5,000 a month, and $10,000 a month. And that is going to be converted to the following over here: $2,500 a week, $1,250 a week, $625 a week, and $250 a week. So let's go ahead and look at Tsly. So Tsly is a Group A ETF. Yieldmax also offers several other funds in this group, so definitely go check out their website. But Tsly is currently trading at $12.91 per share, and their last month they distributed $1.09. Do keep in mind that these numbers will fluctuate over time, so you'll have to kind of re-illustrate some of these numbers based upon whenever you watch this video and what they are currently paying per share. So looking at the first column, we're going to change the color of this so you can see it. To make $250 per week at the current distribution rate of $1.09, it's going to cost you almost 230 shares. You're looking at 229 shares and 35 of Tsly to produce $250 a week. And that is going to cost you roughly at the current price of $2,900. The next column here, we're going to look at $625 a week. That is going to be required 573 shares, and that's roughly going to take an investment of $7,400 there. Next one here is $1,250 a week. This is going to require that you purchase 1,146 shares of Tsly, or roughly an estimate of $14,000 and some change there, $14,805. And then lastly, $2,500 per week for Tsly. It's going to take an investment of $29,000, or roughly almost $2,294 shares there. So that is that. Moving on to the next week, Nvdy. Let's go ahead and show all these here. So to pretty much match Tsly, the numbers are going to be as followed. Let me zoom in a little bit here so you can see it a little bit closer. So in order to make $250 a week from Nvdy, you're going to have to invest almost $6,000 to purchase 230 shares of Nvdy. It's a little bit more expensive than Tsly, as you can see here. So that investment is quite a lot more there. Next one is 573 shares, or roughly almost $15,000, the current market price, to make $625 per week. Next one, to make $1,250 a week from Nvdy, you're going to have to purchase 1,146 shares, or roughly invest $30,000 at the current market price. And then last on the list, $2,500 a week in Nvdy distribution income. You're going to have to purchase 2,293 shares, or roughly $60,000. Okay, so moving on to Cony and Msty. So Cony last month paid $1.11, and they are currently trading $14.27 a share. Let's go ahead and just freeze this column so we can kind of see it. Alrighty, drag it over here. To make $250 a week in Cony, you're going to, this is backwards here. I apologize here. It looks like my data might be off. Yeah, so these are not dollar amounts. So let's fix this real quick. Okay, I'm not sure why it's doing that. B6 divided by F5. Yeah, that's not right. It should be 250 divided by here. Apologies, guys. Making a fix for these calculations real quick. Yep, so that's right. And then this one should be, yeah, so what's wrong with this here? Okay, let's fix this. Bear with me here. Drag this down. Okay, there we go. So Cony, to make $250 a week, you're gonna have to invest $3,200. So not quite as much as Nvdy there, Nvdy there, but a little bit more than Tsly. To make $625 a week, you're gonna have to invest $8,000 and purchase roughly 563 shares. To make $1250 a week, you're gonna have to invest $16,000 and purchase 1,126 shares. And then to make the big one of $2,500 per week, you're gonna have to invest roughly $32,000 and purchase 2,252 shares. And lastly, looking at Msty. So I know their last month was like $4 or so. So what I did to calculate this data was I added up all their dividends year to date, and then I divided by the number of months that they have paid distributions in to get an average. So just keep in mind that this number may be off a little bit, but that's kind of how I calculated that illustration here. So just keep that in mind. It might be off a little bit. And then roughly, it looks like we're actually going to have to update this data as well. Okay, so here we go for Msty. Last one on our list, to make $250 per week. That is going to take an investment of $2,500 or 85, almost 86 shares there. So something that I am seeing right off the bat is, since this distribution is so much higher than the other ones, the investment is not nearly as much. Now, however, as things shake out, I know Msty this past month was kind of a rare situation because it was a much bigger distribution than normal. And that was because of just kind of their new schedule that they implemented. So I imagine this number will come down over time. But for the illustration today, we're just going to go with the numbers that we have calculated thus far. Okay, so the next row, to make $625 from Msty, it's going to take you 214 shares, almost 215 shares, and an investment of $6,325. Next on the list, $1,250 per week, roughly an investment of $12,650, or roughly almost 430 shares for $29.55. And then lastly, to receive $2,500 in distributions from Msty, you're going to have to purchase 859 shares or roughly invest $25,000. So kind of total here, let's add up 1, 1, and 1. So the total for these funds, I'm not sure if you guys can see that here. Let's bring it back a little bit. Yeah, you can't see it. It's off my screen here. But the total, if you wanted to receive $2,500 per week from these 4 funds, it's going to take an investment of almost $150,000. So, much lower than a lot of income strategies out there. Do keep in mind. Let's actually add this up. So we said a sum of this guy plus this guy, plus this guy, plus this guy. So it's going to give us $147,000 that capital required. And then income distributed, if I can type, $120,000. Is that right? Yeah, so $10,000 a month. So it's going to be $120,000. Currency rounded. Okay, so what kind of yield is this producing? Something massive. So if you subtract the income distributed from the capital required, you're looking at an 81% yield. So in order to make $10,000 a month from these 4 income funds, you are going to, first of all, have to have almost $150,000 of capital to invest. And you have to be content with having a portfolio of 81%. So very, very massive here. But yeah, so needless to say, these income funds are innovative. Whether or not they're great investments, time will tell. I do know, looking at some of the past data, some of these funds have been absolutely killing it this year, like Msty, Nvdy. You're getting these massive distributions, and then the price return of the other line is still, doing quite well. Obviously Cony and Tsly are the complete opposite. They haven't performed well at all this year. So you just kind of have to understand that, and understand that not all these funds are going to perform the greatest. They are obviously single stock exposure. So, there are funds out there that are more diversified. Think about YMAG, YMAX. Those are 2 of Yieldmax's funds that are definitely more diversified. Ulti's another one as well. But yeah, so this is a quick illustration how you can make anywhere from $1,000 a month to $10,000 a month estimates. This is kind of the breakdown for that. Do keep in mind these numbers change every single month. So looking at these illustrations, you'll have to reassess them every single month. So this is just for educational purposes only. Please don't blindly follow this investment strategy or anything like that. Do your own research. Not a financial advisor here. Just kind of wanted to bring some light to some of these illustrations. I kind of like seeing them visually, and what is the capital required? What are the breakdowns between the funds? Yieldmax has really stepped up their game, I think, with changing their distribution schedules. I think this is great that they now pay different months or different weeks, so you can kind of construct a portfolio. I think these are the 4 of their funds that are the most popular. So these were the first ones on those lists. If you go on their website, these 4 will be at the top of that list. And that's, obviously, I believe, because that's where the most of their assets are, between these 4 funds for this type of fund category. Yeah, guys, that's going to be the extent of today's video. Once again, if you have $150,000 that you're willing to risk, and you need income today, and you want income today, you could potentially, at today's rates, create a portfolio producing $120,000 a year, or $10,000 a month, or $2,500 per week. That's going to be the extent of the video today. Hope you got some value from it. Hope you got some inspiration from it. Let me know what you think down below. Are you constructing a portfolio like this? Is the yield just too high for your risk tolerance? I would love to hear your thoughts down below. Let me know in the comment section below. Appreciate it.